Recubbed, a Lion fanfic by Lionkingview. Chapter 13. The Pridelands truly have regained their former glory. I assume much of this is attributable to King Simba's reign, Ananda said as she observed the lush green fields around her. Yeah, my son did a good job revitalizing the lands with some wise decisions. Of course, his wife, as well as his advisors, have been an immense help as well, Sarabi explained, genuine pride emanating from her words. You know, when Simba was still a cub, I was somewhat worried that he wouldn't know what to do when his time as king would come. He positively surprised me when he returned from the jungle, she said. He is a very good king, she concluded. Simba smiled as he trotted, quasi-incognito, along with the delegation, Sarabi and Kiara. No doubt about that. Too bad we won't get to meet him during this visit. I was a teenager the last time we visited, Sahazi reminisced. Simba was still a small cub back then, Sahazi went on and turned towards Simba for a second, just to turn back ahead. Simba had noticed, but thought not much of it. Much to Simba's dismay, however, Sahazi turned to his wife, and after they exchanged a whisper of words, they looked back at Simba and chuckled. Then Ananda fell back a bit until she was next to Simba. So, she began. What is your name then? She asked with a friendly demeanor that seemed genuine. Simba tried to think fast. Soren, he finally stammered. Soren, huh? Ananda smiled, the kind of smile one gives to a kid to make them feel like you're actually listening. I see that you're good friends with the king's daughter, she said. Yeah, you could say that, Simba responded. What was she trying to do here? Simba asked himself. It's a bit intimidating, isn't it? I mean, her dad is the king. Who knows what he might do if you play a bit too rough with his daughter? Ananda said, while exaggerating her facial expressions. I mean, the king is reasonable in his decisions, Simba argued. Is he now? How would you know? Ananda asked with an amused smile. Well, Simba wasn't sure if Ananda was suspecting anything about him or if she just wanted to make some small talk. Whatever the case, better to be safe than sorry, Simba thought. My mum said so, Simba explained with a smile he hoped to the elder lions was convincing enough of being childlike. Your mum said so? Well, who can argue with your mother? She probably knows what she's talking about, Ananda answered. Yup, my mummy is very smart. Simba felt his dignity evaporate with every semi-sweet sentence he had to forge. What's your mummy's name, then? Ananda inquired. Her name is Simba grew rather annoyed at Ananda's persistence. Now he had to come up with yet another name. If only Nala was here. She was good at coming up with names. She had named both Kion and Kiara. Saxtra, Simba said, and just a moment after he had done so felt even stupider for having conceived a name so extremely unnatural. Excuse me? Nanda chuckled. Could you repeat that? She said in ever-growing bemusement. Saxtrina. Simba genuinely thought he had repeated the word from before. Which one is it then? Saxtra or Saxtrina? Ananda asked. I mean, Simba didn't know what to say. Yes? Ananda looked at Simba expectantly. It's just that, Simba began, but still wasn't sure if he had been found out or not. I'm listening. Then Simba got an idea. It's just that I get nervous around kings and queens, Simba said in a forced, sheepish tone of voice. Is that so? Asked Ananda, still sporting the semi-interested smile. Well, in that case, I don't want to make you feel too uncomfortable, said Ananda in an almost sing-song kind of tone. She then went back to her husband, and once again the two exchanged whispers. Simba meanwhile made his way over to Kiara. "I think the royal couple suspects me," Simba told Kiara. "Are you sure?" the future queen asked in response. "Pretty much," Simba answered. "Maybe we should just come clean to them. Get Mom over here as well and just tell them what happened," Kiara suggested. "That's a no from me. Do you know how humiliating that would be?" Simba argued. "I mean, do we have any other options? You said you were pretty sure that they knew, so they will bring it up sooner or later. Maybe they're testing you," Kiara considered. "Testing me?" Simba thought about it for a second. "A test of trust," he contemplated. Simba kept quiet for a few minutes as he tried to weigh the pros and cons of the situation. Then he addressed Kiara. "I'm gonna get Nala." "Maybe you're right, Kiara," he said as he stormed off towards the lion guard, who was still hiding in plain sight. "Wait, why is Simba running directly towards us?" Fuli asked. "That is odd to say the least. He might give away our position," said Kion. "I hope he's not having another episode," Nala muttered. But to everyone's surprise, Simba didn't seem angry but rather determined. Determined for what? None of them knew. Once Simba had come close enough, he addressed Nala. "Nala, I need you to come with me now," he almost ordered. "Whoa, calm down. Just tell me why first," Nala responded. "I want to come clean to the delegation," Simba explained. "Why now all of a sudden?" asked Nala. "'Cause I think they already suspected, and it wouldn't be much of a sign of trust to keep the truth from them," Simba responded. "So you would be willing to accept all the consequences that come with telling the truth?" Nala asked. Simba hesitated. "I may not like it, but it's the right thing to do," Simba declared. "Sure, this will be embarrassing, but I would be a lousy king if I couldn't endure a bit of embarrassment," he added. Ananda and Sahasi had noticed the absence of the old cub, whom they had suspected to not be whom he said he was. Yet despite that, they kept walking. The former Queen Sarabi was still showing them around with as much enthusiasm as an aging regent could muster. Both Ananda and Sahasi had been impressed with how much the Pride Lands were flourishing, yet the sudden illness of the king and queen had irritated them somewhat. Their suspicion became justified as they, or rather Ananda, decided to test the cub in question. While the cub hadn't straight up testified, he hadn't done anything to lessen the suspicions. Now the same cub had vanished, just to reappear on the horizon again with another cub. Maybe, so the couple thought, they would get some clarity now. Once Simba and Nala had joined the group, Simba blocked the path of the royal couple from the Tree of Life. "Ananda, Sahasi, you may or may not have already guessed that something strange is going on," Simba declared, desperately trying to lower the pitch of his voice a few octaves. "I want to come clean with you," Simba hesitated. Then he took a deep breath. "I am King Simba. I'm not ill, just temporarily infantilized," he said. Then he waited for the delegation's reaction. End of chapter 13. Next chapter, chapter 14. Final chapter.